the game.
Hi, I'm Kelsa Dickey, the CEO of the Financial Coach Academy and my financial coaching business, Fiscal Fitness Phoenix. My coaching journey began more than a decade ago with me helping people for free from my dining room table. What was once a little business of mine has grown into a 7-figure company that employs a team of people. My goal is simple: to help you fall more and more in love with financial coaching. I believe financial coaching is the most rewarding way to make a living. If you are an aspiring financial coach or have been coaching for years, I'm here to help you create a business you love that gets your clients massive results. Let's get to it. Hey, financial coaches. Welcome to episode 89. Today, we're going to talk about the potential for your financial coaching business. But before we do, two things. A quick announcement. Head on over to financialcoachacademy.com/client creator challenge and add your name to the wait list if you want to join our annual program that kicks off in January. It is one of our most popular events of the year. It is super fun. And if you want more information about it, that is where you go. financialcoachacademy.com/client creator challenge. Second, I want to read a beautiful review that we got from Sylvia. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for listening. And here is what she had to say. She says, I just listened to my first episode ever, the one that just came out, number 79, How Financial Coaches Can Talk About Investing Without Crossing the Line. And I thought it was fantastic. I really like how this very sensitive topic was shared from a financial coach to other fellow financial coaches. It reassures me on the perspective and approach that I already was having and helped me confirm my understanding of how us financial coaches and other professionals of the industry, such as financial advisors, can work together towards the same goal, helping our clients create the best financial life they can for themselves. And a special thanks, she says, to Coach Jay for recommending that I listen to this episode. Thank you again, Sylvia, for leaving your review. And thank you to Coach Jay as well, whoever you are, for recommending that Sylvia listen. If you have left a review for this podcast, thank you so very much. Every review, every comment, thumbs up helps so much. We appreciate you. And if you are out there listening, telling people about this podcast, letting them know that they should take a listen, then we also appreciate you as well. All right, here we go. In recent episodes, we talked about how to become a financial coach and how to start a financial coaching business. Today, though, I want to talk about the potential for your financial coaching practice. When I first started, I sat at my kitchen table and I had a goal of making $2,000 per month. I remember thinking that would be terrific. I'd be helping people and I'd be getting paid for it. What more could I ask for? At that time, I really had no idea that more was even possible. Some short time later, I remember setting a new revenue goal of $5,000 per month. Shortly after that, I hired my first employee, an assistant, who started by working just 4 hours per week for me. I continued adding clients and growing my business, eventually reaching full capacity. I had reached the stage where I focused on scaling my financial coaching business, the one I started with a goal of just making $2,000 while helping people at my kitchen table. I was now at the point where I was thinking about scaling strategies. How cool is that? I launched a group program that I had for a number of years. I had a handful of corporate wellness clients. I offered daily money management services, and I had a course. I tried lots of different things to grow my business. I learned so much during that time. I learned what I enjoy, what offers got the best results for people. I learned what mattered most to me, what was most fun for me, but also what was most important to the people that I wanted to help. And that's when I started adding coaches to my team and then more support staff. I was at that stage that I experienced an epiphany. I had gone from saying that I would never hire or train another financial coach to discovering that as gratifying as it is to help a client achieve a particular result, achieve a goal, seeing a client, though, achieve a particular goal, not because of me as their coach, but because of one of the coaches that I had mentored, was so damn motivating and inspiring for me. It felt so good that the coach that I hired was actually able to make it happen for that client. Talk about gratifying. It was so fulfilling for me personally. Shortly after that, I began adding strategists to my team, people who help, but not necessarily with implementation or execution, not the doers, but with the strategic direction of my vision. As a financial person, I remember every milestone. My first $10,000 month, my first $20,000 month. I remember my first $50,000 month. I remember celebrating publicly when we hit our very first $1 million year in business, because the first year that we achieved it, if some of you are around at this time, you might remember, we actually hit $1 million that year on my birthday, August 3rd. What a lovely birthday gift that was. Now, that journey that I just walked you through took me more than a decade. And one reason that it took so long was because I had no idea what I was creating when I first set out. At each stage of that journey, I didn't have any other financial coaches to look to show me the way or to show me what was possible. I genuinely hope that coaches such as yourself achieve whatever level of success you're seeking much faster than I did. It's one of the reasons I have this podcast, because I hope to help you shortcut the learning curve that I experienced. Each stage wasn't just new to me, meaning it required not only a new idea that I had to come up with on my own, but also new skills, knowledge, strategies, so much that I had to personally figure out at each stage that I tried. But that is because it wasn't just new for me, it was new for private practice financial coaches overall. I didn't have someone to follow, someone to look to for proof of what I was trying to do could even work, right? In fact, I had people telling me that it could not be done. More on that in just a second. With this episode, I hope to give you a vision for the potential of your financial coaching business. You can create a business that looks like whatever you want, and I hope this episode helps you to identify what that could look like for you. What does the potential for financial coaching look like? What can success look like as a financial coach? Most importantly, success looks like what you want it to look like. Here are some questions you can ask yourself. How do you want your business to impact your life? What role do you want it to play in your finances? For you emotionally, my business, for example, is a creative outlet for me. What role do you want it to play socially or intellectually for you? Your answer might determine if you see yourself sitting on panels with other experts, having informed conversations about the world of personal finance, attending big conferences with lots of your peers around you, or not. What role do you want your business to play in regard to travel, family time, your health, and your growth? I am recording this episode 1 week before I leave for Ireland, where I will be spending a week with 9 other financial coaches. Then at the end of that week, Michael arrives in Ireland, and we'll be traveling around by ourselves. Last year, we did that exact same thing, but in Greece, and I had my kids there with me too. Maybe you see yourself hosting retreats for your clients as well. Ask yourself those questions, not just when you launch your business, but periodically, because our visions for our lives and our businesses change as we change. There are some other questions to consider as well. Not only can we think about the role our financial coaching plays in our life in various ways, but we also get to decide what the business itself looks like. One cool thing about financial coaching is it's super flexible. There are so many different ways you can do this work, which is awesome. The options I'm going to share with you aren't binary. It's not one or the other. Each one, think of it more like a spectrum that we can move up and down as we navigate life and business. And each one of these affects your business and the decisions you make when launching it and also growing it. So here's the first one. Do you see yourself as a home-based business or having an office? Or perhaps something in between, like a co-working space or an office that you go to once a week. Maybe you share it with a local accountant or financial advisor. Do you see yourself meeting with people virtually or in person? Or perhaps a blend of both. Some sessions you're doing virtually and others in person. Do you see yourself working part-time or full-time? Or perhaps it's a hybrid like what I've created. I work full-time a big chunk of the year, and then I take the summers off completely. Jessica Medina, a coach I'm interviewing in just a couple of weeks for another episode of our Success Series Coach Interviews, also has an extended period of time each year that she takes off, and she also has a season for her marketing and then a regular cadence for her fulfillment of her core offer. And that really works for her. I can't wait for you to hear that interview in just a few weeks. Do you see yourself having employees or outsourcing the support that you need, or a mix of both, which is what I have done. I have a core team of employees and also a handful of contractors who help me run the business and get the word out. Do you see yourself staying home, working locally, or traveling more? As you can probably imagine, that plays a big role in your offers. Are you hosting events such as retreats or no? Do you see yourself being a generalist or more of an expert who has a specialty? Do you want to have mass market appeal, or do you see yourself having a boutique high-end offer? That plays a role in your pricing strategy. Do you see yourself having private, intimate conversations with people, or do you envision having a large community, or possibly a combination of both? I have done both. I currently have both, and I can honestly say that I gain different things from each. Sometimes I absolutely love my private coaching sessions and think there is nothing better in this world than ending a session knowing that I helped that person that day, that we had an amazing conversation, and it feels just so incredibly gratifying. In other times, I get off of a large community call where we tackled a bunch of questions or concerns that helped everybody to learn and grow who was on the call, and I think, is there anything better than this? How awesome is it to have a community? Do you see yourself helping clients one time or over a longer period of time? That determines your program and whether it's designed as a month-to-month program or if you want to require a longer-term commitment. When it comes to the service you offer, do you want to be a done-for-you provider, or do you want to offer a do-it-yourself option? And this is a perfect example of one that is on a spectrum, because a done-for-you option might be something on one extreme end, like daily money management and CFO services, and then DIY might be something like courses or downloads. Coaching is typically square in the middle. Coaching is let's do it together. This is one of the questions that took me a bit of trial and error to figure out for me personally. That's why I offered a course for a while and why I offered daily money management services for a bit, because one, people needed it, and two, I wasn't sure what I enjoyed the most. Sometimes we learn by doing, and we don't always know how we'll feel about something until we try it. Lastly, where on the spectrum do you land when it comes to making money and making a difference? You do not have to choose one or the other. That is not what I'm saying, but simply pondering what's most important to you helps to design a business that you feel really proud of. If you are in the Financial Coach Academy, you can find exercises to help you define the vision of what you are building in Module 1. They're exercises 1.21 and 1.22. Helping you create a vision is where you start, because it's important to take what we give you and package it then in a way that's aligned with your goals for your business and also for your life. I say it all the time. My goal isn't to create a bunch of mini Kelsas, but to help you become the kind of coach and have the kind of business that you want to have. Leaning into these questions, thinking critically about them, it's the intentionality that's key, which is why we start with it in FCA. But if you are in FCA, I really want to encourage you to revisit those two exercises, 1.21 and 1.22, either once a year or every couple of years as you start to see yourself transitioning and growing and becoming a different person with your business. Now, when I first started my business and I told people that I was going to be a financial coach, and I wanted to help people with their day-to-day money, I heard some very common responses that you might also hear. So I want to address some of these myths. These responses for me, and I'm sure for many of you, can plant seeds of doubt and make us question if we're on the right path or if we can really do this. Today, I can look back and feel grateful for the questions that I got or the concerns or some of these comments that I got, because they actually showed me what hurdles I needed to overcome when talking about what I do and how I help people. They actually showed me the hesitations and the doubts that people had about financial coaching. But when you first start and imposter syndrome is at an all-time high, you probably don't feel super confident. These comments then can seem really loud. So I want to talk about them. The first myth is that you can't help people with just budgeting. Yes, you can. And chances are that's probably where you'll just start with clients anyway. And some will just budget with you and feel great and be so grateful that they now have a handle on their day-to-day money. And others will stay with you for longer and continue to do even more with their money. The second myth, people struggling with money won't pay for help. Yes, they will. I want to acknowledge that I understand this concern, but it typically comes from someone who hasn't experienced the level of financial stress that a lot of our clients are going to be facing when they come to us. If you have never felt desperate for a solution, you don't know what it feels like to be offered a lifeline and think, I have to do this because the alternative, not doing it, clearly isn't working. I'll also say that this comes a lot of the times from people who don't understand what we do. People struggling with money won't pay for more information about money. Information is readily available online for free. What they will pay for, though, is someone to show them the way, give them options and solutions, help them decide, and then hold their hand as they implement that solution. That is incredibly valuable. People pay for results. Results are valuable. The third myth is that you can't exchange time for money. Yes, you can. People do it all of the time. We are financial people. If you reinvest your profits into your own future, then you can exchange time for money now, knowing someday you can reach financial independence because you are a good saver who plans for the future. Millions of people exchange their time for money and still retire. Given that, then, what does the potential for a financial coaching business look like? What does achieving success look like for a financial coach? Let me paint a picture for you, coach. This is what I would love for you to aim for. First, you love what you do, and your clients love the work that you are doing together. You feel appreciated by clients, and you appreciate your clients. You inspire your clients, and their commitment, hard work, their ideas and solutions that they bring to the table, all of that inspires you in return. You feel excited about the massive results you create for people. You are getting your clients consistent results. And maybe that's just a handful of clients. Maybe that's the size of the business you want and that feels great to you. Or maybe it's thousands of clients each year because of the reach you create. You have services you offer that you enjoy. Private coaching, group coaching, membership programs, courses, other coaches working for you, corporate wellness programs. These are just a few examples of how you can design your offers to help people achieve results with their money. Coach, success means that your business provides. Your business provides. You can take a vacation and not worry about that turning into a bad week or month as far as revenue goes. And you are able to save for your future in a way that makes sense for you. Your business and life feel balanced, but not just balanced. They feel connected and aligned. Your business adds to your life in meaningful ways, creatively, emotionally, financially, and your life adds to your business. My own life, the conversations I have with my family and friends, the decisions I make on a regular basis for my money and also my goals in my life, and the way I live my life fuels my passion for my work. Just as my business fuels so much of my life. If you read my emails, you know just how much I'm saying is true. How do I know this is what's possible for a financial coaching business? Because I have achieved it. And despite a fear of possibly getting some accusations that I'm somehow bragging in this episode, I'm going to tell you that I am here. I have achieved a level of success that I am genuinely happy with and proud of, so I know that it's possible. In a previous episode, I talked about my journey of coaching people on debt. I shared how when I first started, I fully believed that debt was evil and no one should use credit cards or take on debt of any kind. But how over time and the more clients I worked with, I experienced growth because I saw over and over again, time and time again, people who were really successful with money, who were growing their wealth in really smart, calculated ways, some of whom used debt and some of whom did not. I had proof right in front of me that it is possible to be good with your money and have debt. Despite my belief, I could no longer ignore the proof that was right in front of me. I saw it and I witnessed it. That is how I feel about the potential of your financial coaching business, which is why I decided to share it. I know it's possible because I've seen it. Not only am I living it myself, and with my own business, but I have helped other coaches create it too. I'm sharing this because I think it's so important for you to know that it is possible. Your business model, your brand, the people you serve, and the way you do that might look different from mine. But I do believe all of these things I mentioned are possible for you too. And sometimes it just really helps knowing that it can be done. If you have been listening to this podcast for a while, then you know I had some things I needed to clean up in my business a little while back. Some things got off track, and I had to bring us back on track. And I did that. I was focused and strategic, and you know what? We're back on track. I did that. It's been a year, and now since I've addressed some whammies, and we are officially stronger and better than ever. Business is good. We have an ever-growing wait list of people coming to us for help with their money. We are working with the absolute best coaches and clients. My team is truly remarkable, and besides just being like badasses at their job, they're genuinely lovely people who are doing cool things personally, too. I have designed a business that works for me. I get to travel with people, my team, and the people we serve, and with my family. I work where I want and when I want. I am busy, but I like busy. Busy is my personal speed. It doesn't have to be yours. I take time off each summer. I spend it in Michigan playing outside at the beach, on the lake, on our boat, with my family, making memories. I drive new goals and ambitions when I want to, and I coast and enjoy what I've already built when I want to. I work each day doing what I love, working with people I enjoy, serving clients I enjoy, and I have people who help me to do the things that I don't enjoy or that I have discovered I am not particularly good at. And all of that stems from the attribute of my business that is most important to me, and that's because I believe it is the thing that creates everything else I just described. My clients' lives are changed for the better. There's the tangible, specific results: less debt, more savings, better income, more organized finances, and increased wealth, just to name a few. But there's the intangible results too. They feel less stressed almost immediately. They feel better physically, mentally, and emotionally. They feel excited about their lives, the future, and their ability to make their life what they want. Oftentimes when my clients come to me, they're not dreaming about their life anymore. But that changes because of this work. They begin to dream again. One of the things I sometimes feel sadness over is just how many people don't have goals and don't have dreams for their life. How common that is today. And whenever I think about that, I think, not the client I am meeting with next, not this person. I have talked about this in my emails, but it never ceases to amaze me the wonderful things people do for each other, for their communities, and for our world when they feel better about their money. And how we get to be a part of that. We get to help create that ripple effect because of this work. My business is 16 years old, and in some ways it feels like a teenager who is leaving the nest. It's been quite the ride, and I feel genuine excitement for what comes next. I have some really cool ideas, and I don't doubt I will make them happen. Another beautiful gift of entrepreneurship, but not just any entrepreneurship, but being a financial coach, is that we are surrounded by people who are striving and achieving their goals on a regular basis. And as part of our jobs, we get to study both financial strategies and human behavior, two bodies of work that have a significant impact on what we think, how we feel, decisions we make, and the way we see ourselves. I have learned to trust myself and my clients. Together, we are capable of amazing things. I have proof of that, lots of proof. I have this peace of mind that I can weather any storm. I can solve any problem thrown at me. I can pivot when needed, and I can chill and enjoy the ride when needed too. I guess I decided to record this episode because I want you to know your financial coaching business can provide for you in ways you may not even be able to imagine right now. I hope that this expands your mind and paints a more vivid picture for you of what might be possible. For me, and maybe for you too, Coach, the best part of this journey will be seeing how our coaching provides for others. I am incredibly grateful for all the ways my business has made my life better, but I am most grateful for just how gratifying this work is because of what I'm able to do for the client I'm meeting with today, but because of what they will be able to do for others as a result of that meeting. Next episode, we are going to talk about goal setting for financial coaches. You've got this vision now, hopefully. It's time to set some goals. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss next week's episode. We drop episodes every Thursday, so please hit the thumbs up button on YouTube, leave us a 5-star rating, and tell us what you like most about this episode or the podcast in general on Apple Podcasts. And I will see you for next week's episode, Coach. I believe financial coaching is the best and most rewarding way to make a living. I truly love what I do. If you're ready to learn and see how to become a profitable, successful financial coach, check us out at financialcoachacademy.com to learn more about our online courses, free trainings, and events. As always, I love hearing from you. If you have any questions for the FCA podcast or to share your thoughts on the reflection question from today's episode, go to financialcoachacademy.com/podcast. And if you love this podcast, hit the thumbs up button on today's episode, subscribe, and leave us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts. It would mean the world to me. I'll see you next week, Coach.